Hello everyone, here we are from fourth group of IT for ELT subject. This time we would like to present our material titled Implementing Zoom and Google Meet in ELT. I'm Ismail Yusuf Tanjung as moderator and also the first speaker, Benny Frisky as the second speaker, Justina Fetrima as the third speaker, and Forche Krismon as the fourth speaker. This material is divided into four parts. First is getting knowledge to Zoom and Google Meet application and getting now its function and feature. The second is steps to use Zoom and Google Meet application. The third is advantage using Zoom and Google Meet application, and the fourth is weakness in using Zoom and Google Meet application. So let me, as the first speaker, begin this presentation with the first part of material. It is getting knowledge to Zoom and Google Meet application. As we know and as we have to use the Zoom and Google Meet application, we know that Zoom is a cloud-based video conferencing platform that can be used for video conferencing, meetings, audio conferencing, webinars, meeting recordings, and live chat. Zoom remains one of the best platforms for conducting remotely through L2 class. It provides multiple options for oral, visual, and textual input, replicates the pay work that many L2 courses depend on, and offers ways to control the platform that gives instructor considerable freedom of choice. It's important to understand that Zoom has two interfaces. First is a web portal where all of the settings and profiles are available, and the second is an app which is much simpler, more streamlined interface, but without. While Google Meet, or also known as Google Hangout Meet, is a is built to let dozens of people join in the same virtual meeting and speak or share video with each other from anywhere with internet access. It's meant for use by business and other organizations, and it's a great way to college who don't work in the same building to communicate. In this case, we also can use Google Meet as a media for L2 learning. Google Meet organizer can share whatever is on their screen with everyone on call, and any participant can turn their own audio and or video feed off at any time, participating however they want. So after getting now for Zoom and Google Meet application, now we will getting now about its feature and function. Zoom and Google Meet application in ELT. Both Google Meet and Zoom application function as the media used in the applications of remote teaching, where remote teaching is distance learning carried out in urgent or emergency conditions where there are limitations both in human resource and also in time. So that preparation and implementation are carried out with first Google Meet with FAST. Google Meet, however, goes a step or two further with extra security and functionality, such as the ability to add in autograde quiz. A variety of lessons can be presented over video with Meet, especially ELT. There are some features that Google Meet have and how to make it work. The first is useful features of Google Meet for teachers and students. Google Meet is jam-packed with beneficial features that will enhance your virtual teaching experience and optimize distance learning for the students. The next is adding captions in Google Meet. This is the other features of Google Meet. On the bottom right corner, we can click on turn on applications for students who may find captions helpful. The captions aren't perfect, but they are useful for students who may be hard of hearing, speak English as a second language, or have attention issues. Next is pinning in Google Meet. Pinning is a useful tool when a student presenting a project to entire class. In the people section, we can hover the cursor over the student's window and click on the pin. Google Meet will then make their window to center of focus for all the participants in the virtual classroom. The next is using the Google Meet chat for Q&A sessions. If students have questions, they can click on the chat button on the top right corner and type in their query. One of the coolest features of Google Meet is the option to record the lectures. We can do this by navigating to the three dot icon on the bottom right and clicking record meeting, and also many other features that served by Google Meet's application. And also for Zoom, the application has a bunch of features the teacher can use to better manage the online learning experience. The first features is video recording. For with a visual seating chart, the teacher can easily drag and drop video tiles and rearrange the order in which students appear in the gallery view. This view gets locked into fixed configurations, so it won't shift when a new person speaks or enters the virtual classroom. The second is multi-pinning for better support deaf and hard of hearing students. We know this is the same function as Google Meet has. And also there is multi-spotlight. This is for enhanced select presenters and group work. Teachers can now spotlight up to 9 participants during a Zoom sessions for the whole class to see. We also know this function as the same as Google Meet have. In Zoom application, teachers also have a host of other measures to manage their Zoom classroom. For the security icon, we can prevent students from sharing their screens, renaming themselves, sending a chat to the whole class, and unmuting themselves. That's all for the first parts of the presentation that present by me, and the next present and for the next part is continue for the second speaker.
Hello, my friends. Thank you for the time and opportunity given to me. And now I will to explain our material Part C, Step to using Zoom or Google Meet for teaching. And here I will to explain how to using Zoom or Google Meet for teaching. The first step using Google Meet. Setting up a virtual classroom on Google Meet using Google Calendar with your G Suite account. There are three ways to access Google Meet to set up a virtual classroom for your students. For teachers, we highly recommend using the Google Calendar to set up your virtual classroom. Google Calendar can send out reminder alarms to your students shortly before class starts. For example, if you have a physiology class at 9:30 a.m. every Wednesday, you can input this into Google Calendar and the platform will alert your student at 9:20 a.m. To join your virtual classroom on Google Meet, this guide will focus on setting up distance learning using Google Calendar. Step 1. Click on the square 9 Do It icon. On the top right corner, click on Calendar. Step 2. Click anywhere within the calendar and select More option. Step 3. type in the name of your class and plug in the starting date and time. Step 4. Click on the Add Conferencing drop-down box and click Join Hangouts Meet. Step 5. Click on Notification. Click on Email. Step 6. In the description box, you can add details about the class and any links you like your students to have easy access to the syllabus. Step 7. On the right side of the page, you can add your student email address under request. Step 8. Step 8. Click Save and Send. Congratulations, you have just sent out an invitation to all your students to attend your virtual classroom. The next, how to use Google Meet for distance learning lectures. Step 1. Remember that link I told you to save while making your class invitation on Google Calendar. Plug it into your browser. Step 2. Upon clicking the link, you will find yourself in a virtual waiting room. Step 3. Click Join Now to join your virtual classroom. Step 4. Click Present Now when you are ready to screen share educational material with your students. The next, number 2, step using Zoom. Once more, step using Zoom. Set up your phone Zoom account and install Zoom on your computer. The first, open your course in Canvas. Second, update the Canvas course navigation to enable the Zoom course tool. The third, from the left menu, click Zoom. The fourth, click Schedule a new meeting. Fifth, record the meeting automatically. 6. Click Save. Use the text, chat, or audio to discuss details, formulas, a video, an article, etc. Use the share screen tool to share documents, website, image, or slide, and provide different means for representing the information. Remote teaching in Zoom may feel awkward at first, but will get more comfortable with it after practicing. Remember that students are not used to learning in this way either. The key is to communicate expectation and counter your teaching on the students. Engage them in the process of teaching and learning. Okay, my friend, that's all our explanation for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the time given to me to explain about advances using Zoom or Google Meet in ELT. Okay, before I will explain about it, I want to introduce myself. My name is Justina Fetrimendulu. I am from English department. So, I will explain about advances using Zoom or Google Meet in ELT. There are many advances or video conferences, especially Zoom or Google Meet, for second language learning. Firstly, second language learners can gain more intellectual awareness. In addition, video conferences thus could promote collaborative learning and second language oral communication skills. For example, we used video conferences to create a supportive environment for second language learners. Separate Spanish learners with expert speakers to undertake interactive information, exercise tasks, and found the learners actively engaged in language learning and successful developed their oral skills. Yan, Hao, and Chang explained the interaction among Taiwanese second language learning of English by means of written discussion and oral video conferencing. The demonstrates that learners improved their English speaking and writing skills. Link and Pan and established collaboration between Korean learners at an university in the United States and the Japanese of South Korean College, and reported that the Korean learners positively perceived their progress in speaking and listening skills via video conferencing. Finally, learners can become more motivated and confident in speaking the target language. Judges the graph bear and Chris examines the effect of video conferencing interaction between native and non-native speakers on target language learning motivation. Based on the pre-during and post-video conferencing survey response from these university students. Of video conferencing of their motivation also supported the role of video conferencing in promoting learning's effectivity experience. Pills kept research journals and conducted interviews, questionnaires, and informal conversation, concluding and British pupils in the study praised video conferences as helpful for learning French. Especially the pupils with power proficiency level become more confident in speaking French, and thus with higher proficiency levels were highly motivated to engage in video conference sessions with counterparts in France. Exploring language teachers' perspective of video conferences projects is crucial in the offers an opportunity for teachers to reflect on their teaching efforts and preparedness, so they can adapt their instruction strategies and approaches to meet their learners' needs and interests. Studies analyzing teachers' feedback about video conferences for the purpose of language teaching found that it is an incremental process in which language teachers gain pedagogical and technological skills as well as confidence in teaching in the conferencing environment. More hands-on practice are needed. That's all.
Alright, now we are going to talk about weakness of using Zoom or Google Meet in ELT. First of all, teachers took the initiative to contact students at the sign-in time. Some students, however, did not log on to the video conferencing software program on the time, with the result that the teachers could not reach them. Then, the other weakness of using Zoom or Google Meet is some students were not seriously to learn. They are just participate in that video conference or meeting with less motivation and engagement. Student participation in the video conference also was affected by their participants. Teachers had a difficult time eliciting responses from shy students in the synchronous video conferencing communication. That's all, and thank you for your attention.
Alright everyone, this is our presentation, and hopefully the material can be useful for us, especially in developing the teaching learning for second language learning. That's all from us, and thank you.